The Sigma marches to the beat of his own drum. He's confident and intelligent and has a strong individualistic spirit. He's not encumbered by the mundane trifles that plague the common man. Furthermore, he exudes a great deal of social awareness and emotional intelligence, and he uses that to aid him in contextualizing the hindrances he faces in life appropriately. Sigmas are avid consumers of social critiques, commentaries, and columns. They always prefer to stay on top of things and get best opinions and advice for them to make best decisions. They also educate themselves a great deal on human psychology and biology to unlock the secrets of the flesh and bones they are made of. The common man, as the wise Epictetus puts it, is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Instead of diffusing and de-escalating the situation, they further exacerbate and dramatize it because of their fears and worries and anxieties. And they often miss the mark at analyzing the situation and figuring out the best way to deal with the problem. I personally find that the common man often misconstrues what the problem is about and what parameters are involved, and at times, even brings irrelevant ones into the picture, which only further complicates the situation. For example, if you are very perceptive, you will notice that most people venting do not actually want solutions to what they are complaining of. Suggesting fixes will only upset them because that rests on misplaced interpretation of the situation. They will think you are indirectly considering them stupid by suggesting solutions. Most people already know what they should do. The Sigma can pull this task off easily and know which buttons to push for greatest emotion impact owing to his above-average emotional intelligence. But the average person will likely feel exacerbated for being, in his opinion, helpful. The Sigma also knows how to judge events individually and attempt to come up with the most custom-tailored solution to resolve the issue. Interestingly enough, this is consuming for the Sigma and emotionally draining to a point. The Sigma is effectively stuck in a feedback loop of becoming more individualistic because others' issues may become very taxing on his time and energy. The common man, due to his lack of introversion and open-mindedness, attempts to transpose past experiences into novel ones, not to gauge what can be learned from a similar situation from the past as much as to follow rigid rules and procedures that might have worked before. Through a life of being independent and always living on edge, Sigma exudes naturally ingrained and socially trained effective mechanisms to cope with stress and great capability to banish negative emotions. Their anxieties and fears can be best described as superficial. They only chip away at the surface of the Sigma's emotional stability, never leaving more than a scratch. Now, mind you, young Sigma males are often dependent and less strong-willed, but they eventually reach a point where they have to self-actualize into the Sigma that they were born to be, or live a miserable life that doesn't feel right or alright to them. I was talking to a friend who promised a client that a piece of software will be delivered by the next day, but due to some delays in gaining access to a service the software relies on, he surmised he wouldn't able to deliver it in time. He got so anxious and reached out to me and told me to help him out. I wouldn't say I'm the most intelligent of the Sigma men out there. I just knew from experience that clients can be quite picky when it comes to UI. So, I just slapped design prototype on the software and stripped away all actual functionality and called it a version we do for UX research. The client accepted the software and, sure enough, my friend was doing tons of small UI changes. That occupied the client until my friend eventually got the services and implemented the final product. There are numerous examples, and if you are a Sigma, I bet you can recall pretty amusing ones at the top of your head. Sigmas find it easy to diagnose issues inhibiting their growth, and when they are not working on themselves, they are working on how to work effectively on themselves. To-do lists, pomodoros, time tracking software, creativity organization tools, and generally any productivity tools and techniques are deeply fulfilling things to the Sigma. The Sigma always seeks to unlock the secrets and powers of the flesh and bones he's made of. It brings him so much joy finding out he had a knack for something or he's an outlier. It would feel silly to say this, but it's so goddamn true. Sigma males feel a strong sense of arousal at achieving or dreaming of achieving peak performance. This makes Sigmas easy targets to acquire for video games. The Sigma will go out of his own way for that grind of achieving highest rank in a game. I find this unfortunate, because if we have fabrication and innovation workshops across the country, I'm sure all Sigmas will flock them, competing with each other for who builds the best planes or boats or some machine. Sigmas puts high priority on control of their turbulent and selfish biological self. The sense of ascension accompanied with the great mastery of the self only the Sigmas who succeeds in curbing his biology and making it subservient to him knows. Imagine waking up easily early in the morning and getting on doing a chore or a task you want completed. Imagine rarely procrastinating and slacking off. Imagine staying composed and calibrated even in high-pressure situations. These are few privileges the divine Sigma enjoys. Of course, I'm not saying that the Sigma is above nature. It would be silly to assume that. I'm saying that Sigma lives in control of his primal brain and his environment better than others. And it can't be undermined that he has a strong drive to do so. Anyway, that's it for this video. What are your opinions and thoughts? You can suggest a topic for me to cover next. I am always open to suggestions.